Hello, everybody, and welcome back to
Fresh cotton pads.
Now we are very, 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 very behind on this season. We've had a lot of things going on in our personal lives, and ultimately, we were kind of struggling to get together a whole hour per episode of entertaining content to talk about because, as a lot of you guys have noticed, this season hasn't been the most entertaining, except for me and you, obviously, too. We brought the entertainment.
It's kind of like the rest of the cast members. It's like, come on, guys, help us out here. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've had several that's messaging me being like, you guys had one job to do a good season without us, and you failed. And it's like,
Yeah, I've had the same. I've had so many people messaging me going, I'm struggling to watch the season. But I have had messages for the past couple of episodes saying, thank God you and Big T did bring the drama. So I'm like, thanks for the appreciation.
yeah, I
But yeah,
mean,
I think maybe next season bring back the vets.
yeah, definitely, 100%. I have to say, like, me and
Yeah.
Mel were so bored in the house because we wanted to have fun, and we did drama, not in a toxic way. I mean,
Yeah, never create drama in a toxic way. In the most positive way possible. Like it wasn't even drama, it was more fun. Like have
yeah.
some fun, chill out, relax, enjoy
Everyone
yourself.
was like serious and crying. I mean, there's nothing wrong with crying, but like all the time, it's just like so boring.
Yeah, like I take a diary into each season I do,
Mm.
and I keep each diary, and I always read them back because it really does take me back to that moment. And this season I wrote like day 6 in the challenge house. I have never been so bored in my life. Like
Yeah, I'm
it's,
not
and I've
surprised.
never experienced that. I had more fun, and I thought it was more enjoyable in the bunker in Total Madness.
100%, way more fun. And I just feel like maybe it's more like bubbly personalities. I think what the issue is with the cast this season, they were so hell bent of doing everything undercover, behind closed doors, and also focus on being sheep because it seems like nobody really wanted to think for themselves as well. Like, so I
Yeah,
think it's kind of ruined the vibes.
it has massively, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally, there's only a couple of people from this season I wouldn't mind seeing back, and the rest of them, I
I
don't know
can
if even the fans want them back.
I think only one, two, three people for me. No, four
Yeah,
people.
let me
That's
think. I can think of two. Me and you.
that.
No, there's a few people that like I do think will be asked back and stuff, but ultimately, I don't know. As you said, it was a lot of following the crowd and sticking with the how. Wait, there, I need to take this watch off because it is going absolutely wild, and I can hear it in the mic. Emmanuel will tag me in a story. That's what it is, and he must be posting really loud. So no, I've been notification. I've only just got that watch, and the notifications are coming up constantly. Um, yeah,
ZB.
people were just like following the crowd, and certain people have even commented that they've had no airtime, and it's like, well, you're not gonna get airtime if you just do what everyone else does and doing
Yeah,
nothing
that was
consequential.
clean. Yeah, that was clean. She was
Yeah,
like, nah. But it's just like for certain people, it's just like don't be sheep. Be yourself. You're casted to be yourself, and you're casted for a reason. And
yeah,
everybody has a brain. Everybody is able
do
to
they?
take command of their actions. So do
Yeah,
it. Stop being sheep. It's so annoying to me. Like everyone here is
yeah.
like something past like it's so frustrating.
Hmm. So, shall we start on the
am I
episode that we left off on, episode 3?
am I being too shady?
I don't think you're being shady at all. I think the notes that I've written are a lot more shadier than what you've said so far.
Okay.
The only thing is, though, the challenge gods have kind of reached out, and we've got the reunion coming up soon, and we need to bring some drama there. So we can't go. We will go in,
Yeah.
but there's more to come at the reunion. Not only that, I want to see the look on people's faces when I out them face to face. I don't need to hide behind a screen to do it.
Oh no, she doesn't.
Anyway, let's go back to episode 3, which was mine and Bernard's argument. Now that feels like so long ago now because we've had so many episodes since, but that episode was hard for me to watch. I had such anxiety about it. It was portrayed a lot different on the show than it actually happened. Like at the time that it happened, it felt a lot like the entire cast was just like fed up with Bernard and fed up with how she was being and accusing people of rolling their eyes and causing arguments with whatever room she went in or whoever she spoke to. But then the way it was obviously portrayed on the show was that it was me and you who were having issues with her.
So here's the thing. Like, I'm going to be honest. Coming into the season, Bernard's someone who I wanted to avoid and not spend that much time with. So I always made sure to keep a healthy distance from her. So anyway, that aside, Bernard was dancing very vigorously with the speaker in her hand. And there's water everywhere, you guys, because we were twerking, we were jumping around in the pool, splashing around. So we just thought, she's going to slip and fall, and then the music's going to go down. I'm going to get that privilege taken away from us.
Not that she's going to hurt herself. The music's going to go off.
Then Nurys asked her, please stop that. Put the speaker down. Carry on dancing, but put the speaker down. And then Bernard started an argument with Nurys, and that's what the eye rolling was about. That's why me and Melissa, I was eye rolling because I was looking at that argument.
One thing that annoyed me though was obviously Bernard was there. She knows what happened. And she knows that it was me and Nurys that she accused. But the way that the video's been edited and portrayed was that it was me and you. She kind of just took that and run with it. I was like, yeah, it was Melissa Big T. Because that just like went with the story. It's like, well, if you were really upset over that, would you not say no? Actually, it was Melissa and Nurys.
Exactly, but she's always had, but Bernard's. I told you this before. Bernard's always had like a slightly interesting relationship with the truth.
She's a compulsive liar, I'd put it lightly, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, is what it is. But that pool party was actually the most fun that I had in the probably most of the season that I filmed. Like yeah, it was so much fun. We were dancing, twerking. We actually had music.
Dancing.
I know. Me and T cannot dance. Well, you can dance better than I.
No, I mean, I'm not great. I mean, I can shake. Sorry, my thing. I mean, I can shake my little bunda around, but like, that's about it.
A little bunda. No, it was a great night up until the obvious argument, and you know, I had anxiety about the whole thing coming out because, you know, I've spoke briefly about like what happened to me as a child and like bullying and things like that, and I want to use this podcast maybe to like explain why I was so loud and so upset, and I think it was like more of a trigger for me personally to have that word used against me when I was like so offended that someone would do that. I just snapped, and it wasn't like probably the best way to go about it, but it didn't just start with me arguing. It started with me talking and her just not listening, but she never ever does. Like it just wasn't nice. And you know, one thing I would never ever ever do is bully anybody. Like my upbringing was fine. Like in my childhood, shall I say, getting bullied was awful. I was beaten up. I was in fights. I ended up having to start fighting lessons so I could defend myself. I was picked on. I had a burn book written about me, which then got passed around the school for girls to write mean things about me. And it was all because I was really athletic and I was skinny and I was really short, and all the girls were like growing boobs and hips and I wasn't, and they were into boys and I wasn't. And that got used against me, and it was a really, really horrible time looking back, and I hated school for that reason. So like if my daughter ever grew up and tried to bully someone, I would put my foot down and be like, that's not happening. Like, so I personally would never want anyone to feel bullied either. But in that circumstance, I do think Bernard was basically just trying to get attention because she sort of spat a dummy out, or what did they call it in America? A spat a pacifier out because Nerissa pulled it up and said, "Stop dancing like an idiot" with the speaker, and she didn't like that. Nerissa pulled it up.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. And I
yeah.
think like, what you guys didn't see is like Mel didn't just start shouting that loudly from nowhere. This was a whole escalation. So Bernard came into my room and I asked Bernard to leave because I was like, please leave my room. And she was like, why? Why can't I not stay here? I was like, you're calling my best friend a bully. Please do not come into my room. Like, do not be in my personal space. And she wouldn't leave. And I was like, Bernard, please leave. I was getting really frustrated. Then I go tell Mel, me and Mel go outside to like try to like get ourselves away from the situation. And then one thing after another in the corridor and hell broke loose. But I think what people need to understand that, like, you know, I think sometimes people can have an image of you like a very like strong woman, but the thing is, and you are very strong, but like, you know, you have a lot of vulnerability, and like obviously I know everything about you. From 16 years old, you've been very like independent and kind of like your own. And like, you know, sometimes when you don't always have people to fight for you or defend you, you know, you have to fight for yourself. And I think people just need to see this side of you.
Yeah. One thing I didn't appreciate is obviously like the situation happens and then it gets brought back to the surface when it airs on TV, and the challenge Instagram posted the video of it. They did us dirty the way they edited it, but both Berna and Corey must have sat there and just went through every single comment anybody made and replied hating on me. Where the hell Corey comes into this, I do not know, because he was not even involved in that argument. What annoyed me even more with that situation is a couple of episodes down, but the episode after this episode, when you had your coming out party, and I've had a lot of Twitter beef with Corey, which we will get into. He's telling me to mind my own business and it's nothing to do with me. And I'm like, excuse me, that actually is something to do with me, because T is my best friend. She's my sister. You made her feel a certain kind of way, so I'm going to speak up. Whereas Berna, you didn't even like Berna when we were filming, so why the hell are you now just commenting and on anyone's comment that will listen? Like, just trying to get attention. I feel like Corey has done as much as he can with Twitter, tweeting and Instagram and things about me and you, just to get a bite out of us. And what is absolutely comical to me is that the second I give him a bite back and I said one thing, he saw his arse. It's like I dropped a grenade and he just freaked out, sent me all these ginormous tweets, which, by the way, have now come out as full on lies, which is now getting aired in the next couple of episodes. Things that he's claiming didn't happen, which did happen, which is on camera, which will be on the episode. I think it's tonight.
Tonight's episode.
Was it Wednesday night? I'm not sure if we're going to release this podcast tonight or tomorrow. But this episode that's happening today, he will be outed for being a liar. So I find that absolutely hilarious.
And I think, like, I don't understand why Corey likes to stick himself in women's arguments consistently all the time. Like, just leave us alone, please.
Because he's not relevant enough.
No. But I think it's just like sad that if you're trying to be relevant by making two people argue or pick on people, it's just like, leave us alone, Corey.
Yeah, like, it's just not, he's not going about things the right way at all. And even those tweets to me, he's like, you know nothing. You were not even sat next to me when I was talking to T. And I was like, I was. He's like, no, you weren't. You know nothing. I'm like, I was. And you'll see that on tonight's episode.
We'll get back to that Corey segment. Let's stay with the Berna, that episode. Yeah, so after like the Instagramming, the comments, which was so unnecessary and unfathommed.
That's it.
Next notes. Is it?
Now we're going on to episode 4.
Anything
which is the big T coming out party.
Yay! I just want to start off by saying thank you. I just want to start off by saying thank you so much to everybody for throwing me that coming out party. I remember talking to Horacio and Huhoy about it, being like, I don't have a coming out party. Melly like planned everything. So I'm just so grateful. We will be talking more about that at the reunion. But just for now, it was just like, it was such a great night for me. And yeah, I just want to say thank you. And I feel so happy and so relieved that I did that.
Yeah. Now let's get down to the good stuff. Tell us about your dating life. Any hot ladies?
Okay, so unfortunately, the moment it is dry. I went to a party this weekend. I was meant to be set up with this girl, and then she came with a date. So that was
Oh wow.
a fail.
So I know you haven't really discussed this yet,
Mm.
and I don't know. Are you lesbian or are you bi or like what do you identify as?
Most accurate would be bi, because like I have been with men in the past. I do really like women. Um, at the moment, it just seems to be like I am more drawn to women, to be honest. So like, I mean, I don't
Yeah,
like to
both
put
of
labels.
us.
Yeah. The ladies are definitely catching my attention, but that doesn't mean goodbye to men forever. And if there's a guy that's the right energy, I will still give him the chance.
So
Yeah.
what is like when it comes are we allowed to talk about the sex word?
Yeah, go on.
What is it like different what like between men and women? Like is it what attracts you? Like I don't know.
I prefer having sex with women. It is just so much fun. I almost
Yeah.
cried when I lost my virginity to my ex-girlfriend. Female virginity. Remember, I was actually crying. Do you remember I called you?
She called right. So she hadn't even she was still out of breath and she called me and she's like, Melly and she told me every detail and I was like, great. I'm so happy for you. I was like, when did this happen? She's like, 10 seconds ago. I was like, and you called me? She's like, yeah. I was like, okay, well done. I'll like get back to I won't say her name, but yeah, I'll like get back to her.
Funny. So much fun.
So funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that coming out party was good, wasn't it?
It was so good. Like, I actually wanted to do a coming out party in London, but then obviously we went filming, and also my ex-girlfriend thought it was really extra of me to want a coming out party.
You extra? No. That is not like you at all.
Mm.
I did
Yeah.
feel though the coming out party, a couple of people tried to make it about themselves more so than for you. Like it was like that this was your moment and it was like let's just make this about me.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did say that. Yeah.
Yeah. A few
And I
people
know,
I remember you saying it to me.
huh?
A few
Yeah.
people said it to me as well. At the time as well.
Yeah. And I did feel that, because I was just like, oh, okay. But it is what it is. But
Yeah.
so it's
How
really,
did it make you feel with them? Like obviously whilst filming the show, the cast members they were really supportive when at the coming out party and everything, but overall during filming no one was overly like supportive of me or you as
not at
people.
all.
They didn't trust us, they thought we were sneaky, they thought like everything negative against us and they
Mm.
weren't very nice and they made their entire mission to get both of us out of the game. How do
Mm.
you feel with them now like posting online about you coming out, about how proud they am of you and how happy they are for you, but yet certain people who I wanted to out today, but the
Mm.
challenge gods have asked me to wait until the reunion to do face to face, which I will do. They've posted things but haven't messaged directly to you to congratulate you or to support you. Do you feel like that's people just doing it for clout?
100% for clout. And this is my thing. It's just like, if you are, one of the people who has created my worst moments this season, don't, and like been there from, at my worst, don't
Yeah.
even think that you can be there with me for my best, because like these people have like created such stress for me, and then now you want to celebrate with me? No, absolutely not. And even like that, like at least have the decency just to send a private message, which actually my real friends did. So like,
Exactly, yeah.
hmm?
Even vets that went on this season messaged you to congratulate you and to be there to support you.
Yeah, privately, and they didn't post about me publicly, but like they sent the private message because like that's what a true friend does. And the thing that really, really irritates me as well on this topic is like, 'cause I did tell people I'm terrified because I haven't told my family. So this is the worst part. So like my family, as you know, because I asked you to tell my family.
I know. She's like, this is on the day the episode's coming out. She's like, Kelly, can you come out for me to my family? I was like, I mean, I can if you want me to, but I feel like it should probably come from you. And she was like, can you not just do it? I was like, okay.
I was so scared. But so my family actually ended up finding out at the same time as you guys. But Wait, you sent me screenshots being like, question mark, what's going on here? They really took me by surprise, and I'm so grateful for them because they have all been so supportive. And I kind of was like, what was I so scared of? I can't believe that I wasted all these months being terrified, anxious. So shout out to my family.
Well, I'm really proud of you for coming out.
Thank you. I've honestly, for anyone who is like struggling or, scared of coming out, trust me, I was terrified too. And despite the bullet, do it. And people will surprise you in wonderful ways.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. I also want to say thank you. You've been one of like the most supportive. You've been there from like this day one. Like when I first hooked up with the girl, when I first met her, like you knew everything, and like it just
you told me a little bit too much, probably. Poor girl must have been looking at you like, have you really just called your friend this soon after? Like, we're still naked.
She's used to my weirdness.
Yeah, you do get used to it.
Yeah.
Crazy. So should we hop on to last week's episode now as well and talk about the entire press plotting against me and you? Like, there's people plotting against us that I genuinely thought, okay, we're not lions, but I don't think you're like plotting to like come down on me like a ton of bricks. Like, that was like a shock.
I just don't understand it. Like, I was like, whoa. Okay, Asaf. Yes, I am going to name and shame. Can I just quickly jump on to Asaf? Because he had like a lot to say about our episode, and he's got a lot to say about Twitter. Firstly, Asaf is calling Melissa a clout chaser, which is somebody who's desperate for fame. When no offense, Asaf, you only do the challenge just to promote your mediocre music. At any moment he can get, he like is like, listen to my music, listen to my music, listen to my music. So that is the definition of clout chasing. So now you know you can use it correctly. Thank you.
And he's also called me a snake. Like, if you're gonna tweet abuse about me, make it make sense. Like, the entire season is based around mine and your friendship and how loyal we are to each other. He literally used the fact that I'm a mother mourning her child who wasn't there, like, I feel that it's like in a way grieving because you're not with your child. You're completely cut off. No contact, no phone calls, no seeing them, no FaceTimes, no cuddles, no kisses, no bedtimes, no baths, no nothing. It's so difficult. And for a single mum as well, like, my love is all that child's got. Like, she doesn't have a mum and a dad. She only has me. And he's using my sadness against me to come to me, sit me down, actually cry and say, how much he misses his child, and he loves that I'm there as a parent and we'll have each other's back. And before every male and female deliberation, he'd come up and he'd talk to me and he'd be like, I will have your back. Have you heard anything? I'll have your back. I'll have your back. Repeatedly. I did not approach him. He approached me and did this repeatedly. And then looking at the show now, he's completely gone against us and he's got his back against us. And I wish I could tell you more things that happen in future, but it just gets worse.
It does get worse.
And it's just, he's calling me a snake, and he's literally the definition of a snake, how he's acting.
Yeah, and
Like,
also
my biggest thing on the challenge is loyalty. Look at me with Kyle. Look at me with you. I am a loyal person. Once I say I have your back, I will have your back. I'm not a snake.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, so he would always open conversations with me, being like, "I miss my son," and like looking all sad, and then being like, What's our plan? We've got each other. We've got each other." But then he gets upset when Corey snakes him, but then he's a snake to us, and then he also is calling Melissa a snake. It's like, Asaf, the math is not mathing. Make it make sense. And like, yeah. So honestly, like, I didn't want to give him like too much options. Like, the only time that he was interesting was when he had his tongue down Nanny's throat, because we didn't have to listen to his bullshit.
Yeah, and it was borderline close to being down anyone's throat that'll take it this season as well.
Yeah.
Like, how can you be that flirty when you have a child at home with a girlfriend by herself waiting for you? It's just not right.
It's just not right.
Talking about people plotting against us who are supposed to be on side with us. Well, I say us, you, Colleen. Did Colleen, like, basically, from day one when this started happening and they haven't shown it, she kind of like started acting like she liked you, telling you that she does date girls sometimes, spending time together, cuddling, like spending a lot of time together, and like the entire time she's plotting to get you out, like.
Yeah.
And I personally think she was maybe doing it for airtime. I don't know. They don't tend to film furniture.
She didn't get any airtime in the end, so that failed. Yeah, I mean, like with Colleen, like watching that back, I was like, wow, she actually tried to polydick me, but she doesn't have a dick. Polypus. She tried to polypus.
Polypus. God, this cast was so sneaky. They were so sneaky.
It did work because there were certain times and you were like, and people like from her alliance, by the way, Colleen, people in your alliance were trying to get you out, and I was like, no, please, not Colleen. And you're like, get her out.
Even participating in the challenge, TJ put us in teams, and our own team, were trying to sabotage us. How is that even possible? Like, I had no idea Olivia and Mariah were trying to sabotage us.
Well, I knew. It's from the moment that we started. No offense, Olivia and Mariah, but like you both said that you did football or some American sports and stuff, and then the way they were in the water were like, I was like, seriously? This is what you've got?
Yeah.
I was like, down planted in there. You and me were like puffed out.
We come out with mud in our teeth and we're like, oh, you know what? It's the challenge, and you've got to do what you've got to do. But one thing I do want to say is, obviously, you all seen a little like spat Nerissa and I had, because she like held me down, and then I've got up and kicked her, and then she's kicked off at me. It's like, sabotage me if you've got to, but do not get upset when I like respond back. She's looking, I didn't even really kick her, I barely touched her, but like she's looking, that's all I did, because in that heat of the moment when you're so like upset, you can end up hitting someone. Like, it's a good job I can control my anger, sort of.
Work in progress. But speaking of which, like, she did do some suspicious tweet and deleting where she was.
You should never tweet and delete.
The receipts, but it's online forever.
Screenshot.
I just felt as if she was kind of bragging about beating up someone twice her size, which I just personally don't like. And I don't think, as people who have this platform, we have a responsibility, and to be bragging about something that I don't think it's cool.
Yeah.
Not
I think you should respond to it, because I tweeted something, and you know what, I didn't even mean it in like a mean like way. I was like, oh, something about me and Cam and arguing. I was like, at least Cam didn't run away, but it wasn't. I didn't even think of it like in a mean way. And then she's obviously tweeted stuff back, and she deleted it. And you know, there's like no hard feelings with Nerissa at all right now. Like, it is a game. It is what it is. It's all love. And like, we've spoke since the show and stuff, so there's no hard feelings there at all.
There's gonna be times when, like, you know, we ruffle each other's feathers, but like, it's feel like
it's the name of the game.
The name of the game, like, you know, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. So the winners of that challenge were Zara, Kyland, Emmanuel, Berna, Colleen, and Horacio.
Yeah.
Now, I got thrown in this day.
I was human.
Yeah, that I wasn't overly thrilled. Zara had told me that she would have me back, and then didn't. We spoke about it afterwards, and she
Oh,
was just.
snaky snake.
You had like this situation, didn't you, where you just felt like she didn't like you?
Yeah, like you can just tell like when somebody has an issue with you from that eye contact. Like we literally met up in London. I went to her birthday party pre-season. I thought, oh, okay. I actually didn't meet up with Zara to pre-make an alliance. My intentions were to see if this was a nice girl and see if we get on, and we did. We're literally like holding hands, skipping, and she was the one who said, "Oh, let's protect each other this season." And I was just like, "Okay, I'm good with that." And I was like, fine, that's cool. And like we like call each other and all this like jokey stuff, like hee hee, the alliance is getting bigger and stuff like that. But then when we got to the house, like she didn't. I felt like I was the one making effort with our friendship, but I could just tell like this girl has an issue with me. I don't know what it is, but like yeah, like I was really genuinely upset about it. And we'll talk about what happens in the future. But then she gets really mean, really mean.
Yeah, we and her resolve things like straight after the challenge. I think what she did with me is she basically didn't want to upset me. She didn't want to upset the other people, so she just kind of made too many promises. Kyland was. I'm a bit shocked I got put into elimination when Kyland, who I'm having like a little romance with, is in the winning team. But that is what it is. I thought maybe Kyland, Zara, and potentially Horacio would have had me back, but
Yeah.
Horacio's master told me not to put used to say my name, so get in line. You do what I say.
I heard that. Like, Marie says something to Horacio in Spanish, and Horacio was like, okay, Melissa.
I did it like a robot using it as like a remote. Yeah, so that wasn't great. And then the house vote ended up being you. Do you remember the panic? Because we were in chaos, we were like, imagine we get down there and we actually have to like fight each other.
I know, I was so upset. Like, that would be so wrong, us two going up against each other. Like, wow, that would have been so intense. The thing is, I remember I did make the move to make Tori and Anissa go against each other, like in my Iceland season. But during that season, like Tori and Anissa, like love them both now. But like at the time, like I felt like they were being very unfriendly to the rookies, and there were like some shady comments going on. I don't want to rehash old stuff. But that was the reason why I was like happy to make that move to put them both against each other.
But at least that's shady to your face.
Yeah.
Like at least they're like, we're not in an alliance. I don't fuck with you. It is what it is. That's it. Whereas this season they're all like, yeah, let's work together. I'll have your back. We'll have my back. Let's work together. And then they're like, let's get this bitch out. It's like, don't be so sneaky. It's so good.
Yeah. So to willingly put me and Melissa up against each other, people who know now, two best friends, sisters, and we aren't nasty people. Like I can be many things, but not one thing no one can ever accuse me of being a nasty person. So like to make a move like that, it's about like
I have a very, very mean streak. I will admit that.
So it's like to make a move like that, it just felt like immoral, unjust.
Awful. But
I have to say, you guys, like, because like watching this back, this is now my favorite episode of the challenge because of Melissa. Because like just watching you fall, because you told me you fell off the stairs, but obviously like I was focused on the game or whatever, I couldn't see. But watching you fall off the stairs, so it's giving me goosebumps right now.
No, honestly, when you won that challenge, or even just so when we first got into the elimination grounds, T was like to TJ, it was like Hunger Games. I nominate myself, and TJ was just like, yeah, that's how this works. No explanation. Just no. You can't nominate yourself. So I really appreciate you doing that for me. That was really, really amazing.
Of course, it's like, I know everybody has a reason to be that, but like, I'm Vienna's godmother. I have a duty to like protect you and Vienna. So I was just like,
Yeah.
I'd rather go in and fight. So yeah, that's what I do.
That was so much appreciated. But even just so when you were participating in the elimination, what was going through your mind? Did you get a strategy? Like, that was such a random elimination, getting this barrel and roll around. Like, what the hell? Who come
So
up with that?
You came up with that so random. I remember like I was in the barrel. You're like, T, take your wig off. It's gonna get caught up when you roll. I was like, okay. So before TJ blows the horn, Mel jumps down and like grabs my
pulled a wig off her head.
And I
production were like, Melissa, will you get out of the elimination ground and let T continue? I'm taking a wig off her, I'm screaming at her, I'm jumping down, falling off the stage, like, put this girl in a cage.
Yeah, it's amazing because like you were talking me through the whole process because I can't see what Kaz is doing. So like number one, my strategy was momentum, just like keep moving barrel forward like this. But Natalie, there were times when I wanted to like just have a break. Like, nope, keep going.
No, I remember screaming with you because I could see you were holding your breath, and I was like, "Breathe, T, breathe."
You were yelling non-stop, and like that just makes me so happy. Like,
even though it went for like 2 weeks after that.
Literally, it's just such a great moment, and like you knew that I really wanted a puzzle because I've been practicing. Then you're like, "This is what you wanted. Let's go." Yeah, so like having you talk me through that gave me the motivation and the fire that I needed. So yeah, all it takes is just like one person to support you, genuinely love you, and it can release so much in you. So thank you.
I didn't realize at the time that I was the only one cheering. Like, I was that focused on what you were doing. I genuinely I didn't realize at all. And like watching back all of their faces, knowing that you won, it's just like priceless.
Okay, I admit I allowed my evil Twitter thumbs to be released that night because I was genuinely hurt. I'm going to be honest. I know it's a game. We shouldn't take this personally. But like, yeah, I took that personally because number one, you bitches are saying that under my Instagram post, like, ABT, I love you. It's so wonderful to meet you. But then you can't even cheer for me in my happy moment. Whether you want me out of the house or not, you can't be happy for me for 5 minutes, for 5 seconds. The look of disappointment that I won, like
they're losing money as well. They're losing $10,000 and they'd rather lose $10,000.
It's like, I know you're going to send me down into elimination again. That's fine. I get it. And I'm not somebody who can, like after my first elimination, I never came into the house and like, yo, I'm gonna get my revenge. No, I was just like, guys, it is what it is. Like, can we just like not be weird about it?
You should have got your revenge. I would have been like plotting against everyone. I would have been putting hair removal cream in the shampoo.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like I just didn't know that was our face. I mean, it was very cold when we got back to the house. Again, no one wanted to celebrate with us. But like to see that, I was just like, oh, that stings a wee bit.
Yeah. But what I loved about this episode is it really portrayed our friendship, and I don't think the cast of this season realized the extent of our friendship and just how close we actually are. And it was amazing to see. And what made me so happy that night was me and you were both trending on Twitter. And it was when I read through loads of the tweets, and it was, we all need a Melissa in our lives. Melissa and Big T's friendship is amazing. Like, it was so positive, and the messages I received, I've had thousands of messages on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, everything. Of people like saying it was amazing to watch. That just made me happy that people can see that just because we're on TV doesn't mean our friendship is fake, and we're not in a fake showmance, we're not in a fake friendship, we're not in a fake anything. It's completely real.
Yeah, and I think that's why the audience probably loved it, because like two people do have showmances just for the airtime and stuff, but like
even the friendships are fake.
Yeah, even the friendships are fake. But the one thing that I just love so much about mine and Melissa's, friendship is that like a lot of people who don't see me as strong in the challenge don't give me the time of day because they don't want to get close to me because I'm not useful to them. And I think like people like to be best friends with people who are going to be useful to them. And I have had people who have wanted to be my friend when I'm useful to them, but then when I'm not useful to them, they just throw me to the curb, Michelle. So I just
Michelle.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Well, she was a rookie in her first season, so she was coming to talk to me, all of this stuff, getting to know me, all of this stuff in the house. This season, she did not. Any conversation I had with her, I approached her first. Like the girl could not be further away from me, which is why I guess I have been a little evil to her on Twitter. But again, she's a classic example of someone who, like, you weren't there for me in my worst moments, so don't even try to like ride along my best moments. And genuinely hurt, which is why I do go on about her, because like I'm genuinely hurt by that. But then back to us, like the positive side of things, like I'm just so grateful for our friendship. And I did Instagram this other day. For those of you who don't know, ever since I did my first season with Nelly, she's been my phone call home. Do they air any of those in some seasons? I think they did with Vienna.
I don't watch seasons unless I'm in them.
Okay.
Sorry. No, do you know what it is? They never tell us when it's on in the UK.
It's true. That is very true.
Did they air some of them? Yeah.
Some of them, and like that's the thing. And so I'm just so glad that the audience have an example of like a purely beautiful, pure platonic friendship. And I'm doing challenge with my family. It is doing the challenge with my family.
It is. It's so much better. And like I can't wait to hopefully do a future season with you again. And can we just talk about what we're wearing right now?
Yes.
So we have our matching PJs on. I know last year I launched Mommy and Minis, which was a site for matching pajamas for friends, family, kids, adults, everyone. And I had so much on, I couldn't really continue it, but it's now relaunching. Mm-hmm. So keep your eye out on the Instagram and get your matching PJs.
You guys, the quality is amazing, so silky. So
smooth. And if you do buy them, make sure you tag me in all the photos as well, so I can repost them all.
And you're doing a special price now, aren't you? Because of the Christmas season.
I am. Because it's Christmas season, you'll be able to buy like packages, so you can get like discounts if you buy more than one pair and things like that. So I'll link the website in the description of this video, and you can check it out.
Yay!
But yeah, I think we've pretty much caught up on everything. We're 100%. We're going to watch the episode tonight, and we're going to record the podcast tomorrow, definitely, so it will not be like 3 weeks late again. I know it's a nightmare that you've had to like wait, but as we said earlier on, who wants us to talk about the other people in the show? Let's just talk about ourselves, our main points, what we like, what we don't, who we like, who we don't, and give you all the inside goss here. We also need to start planning our reunion outfit.
Yes, we do.
I know we do. I'm actually all the fan pages are tagging me in all these like little like collages that they're making from Twitter of arguments that like me and you were having, and I find it hilarious. So they always bring them up in the reunion. Mine's gonna be like pages and pages and pages long.
It'd be a massive book. But really quickly, how are you feeling about the reunion show? I'm not feeling excited. It's such a shame because like last reunion show I did, I was so excited to see everyone. This time, because obviously we have to stay in a hotel before we start filming, I'm actually going to ask production to put me in a hotel room as far away from people as possible.
Yeah, I know, because it's annoying when people start like trying to make up with you and be your friend because they don't want you to like go in on them.
Anna was doing that so much last time for the reunion show, but she was trying to like cover her bag.
Didn't you have to call production to remove someone from your room?
Banner, yeah.
Was that Banner?
Yeah, and also like Michelle was being pretty intense, so I was just like, I just need to distance myself from these people because they are stressing me out, and it was ruining my experience or keeping me up late at night time when actually I just wanted to sleep and wake up ready for filming.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the
Like,
future
like I
holds.
always wake up pretty.
Pardon?
Going to be like I always wake up pretty.
Oh, you don't. I've seen how you wake up. It's usually at like 1:30 in the afternoon. It's
My hair.
usually very aggressively. She usually looks like a troll. A troll doll. Vienna, when T was staying at Vienna's, Vienna was like, T, brush your hair. I was giving her a hairbrush because her hair like was sticking up in the air. Vienna was just like, oh my god.
Nana is so honest. It's so funny.
When are
So,
you
like,
coming back?
Friday. I'm gonna book my ticket for doing this. I literally been away for a week and I'm coming back. I'm coming back home.
Yeah, I can't wait. Okay, then. Well, thank you.
I want to say one more Vienna story.
Oh, go on. I was going to say thank you for watching, but you can do that.
So I was like lying on the bed and I wanted eaten a lot of food. Mel's a really good cook, by the way. And you did your roast chicken, and I was like lying down, and Vienna comes and points at my tummy. She goes, baby.
As well, she kept going to say, you got big bum. You got big bum.
Big bum. Big.
I love it. Okay, well, let's wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching. The third episode of Fresh Cotton Pads will be covered 4 episodes of the challenge. That is crazy.
That is crazy. Well, guys,
yeah. Let us know. Sorry for interrupting. Let us know what else you want to hear us talk about on Fresh Cotton Pads, because we're struggling to get an hour out of these episodes.
We have not made the 1 hour mark.
Even now, we've just done 4 episodes in 50 minutes.
Wow. Okay, we will be dissecting and diving in deep for the next episode. We will be also including more stories. I'll tell you guys a bit more about my dating stories because I have a lot. Like, the girl who got obsessed with me.
Oh my god. No, I don't know how much I can ask you about this because I don't know what you want people to know. And I know too much that could get you in trouble. We'll have to bleep it all out again.
Oh god.
Yeah, so as I said, if anyone wants to ask any question, we'll do a question and answer maybe on Instagram tonight, and people can ask questions and we can record that and see what they want to know.
Thank you guys for your love. Thank you guys for your patience. Honestly, like, I do get anxiety when it comes to Twitter sometimes, but like when I'm going on that, it's just been so much love, and I'm just so happy that we get to share our love for each other. And I hope you guys have best friends as well, or at least one person that you can rely on and trust, hold your hand through life, because no man is an island, and the world can be a very beautiful place.
We all deserve a big tea in our life.
Oh, and we all deserve a Melly.
Love you.
You guys.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Oh, so